Some children are called easy. They don't argue, they don't cry loudly, they don't make trouble. Teachers love them. Parents feel proud of them. Relatives point at them and say, "Why can't other kids be more like you?" The good child. But here's the strange thing no one talks about. Many of those good children grow up feeling anxious, guilty, and strangely invisible. And the worst part? Most of them don't even realize something hurt them. Because how could it be trauma if you were the good one? Imagine a child sitting at the dinner table. The adults are talking, maybe arguing quietly, maybe stressed about money, maybe tired after work. The child notices everything: the tension, the sighs, the tired eyes. So the child makes a quiet decision. Don't make things harder. They finish their food without complaining. They don't ask for help with homework. They don't cry when something hurts. They tell themselves something very simple: if I'm good, everything will be okay. And adults love this. A child who never causes problems feels like a blessing. But something important is happening inside that child. Something very quiet. They are learning that their needs are inconvenient. Pause for a moment. Think about your childhood. Were you the one who tried to be easy? The one who didn't ask for much? The one people described as so mature for your age? That sentence sounds like praise, but sometimes it's actually a clue. Because children aren't supposed to be miniature adults. They're supposed to be messy, loud, curious, emotional, sometimes difficult. That's how they learn who they are. But the good child often skips that stage, not because they want to, because they feel they have to. Over time, this becomes a pattern. The child becomes the helper, the peacemaker, the responsible one. If their parents argue, they stay quiet. If someone is upset, they comfort them. If something feels unfair, they swallow the feeling. And eventually, something strange happens. Everyone begins to rely on them. You're the mature one. You understand. You're not like other kids. It sounds like love, but it slowly teaches the child one dangerous lesson. Your value comes from being useful, not from being human. Years pass. That good child becomes an adult. And on the outside, they still look like they have everything together. They work hard, they take care of others, they rarely complain. But inside, something feels heavy. They overthink every conversation. They feel guilty for resting. They struggle to say no. When someone asks, "What do you need?" their mind goes blank, because no one ever really asked that before. Here's the hidden trauma of the good child. It's not always loud. It doesn't always come from screaming parents or obvious neglect. Sometimes it comes from something quieter. Being the child who adapted too well. The child who learned to read the room. The child who learned that love felt safest when they were easy, when they were helpful, when they didn't take up too much space. And over time, their real feelings slowly moved into the background. Think about this. Have you ever felt uncomfortable when someone takes care of you? Do compliments feel awkward? Do you feel like a burden when asking for help? That feeling didn't appear out of nowhere. For many good children, asking for something felt dangerous. Not physically dangerous, but emotionally risky. Because if everyone depends on you being strong, who are you allowed to be when you're not? Here's another quiet moment to reflect. When you were young, did people say things like, "You're the strong one. You are the responsible one. You don't cause problems"? Now ask yourself something deeper. When you were hurting, who noticed? Who sat down and asked what was really going on inside you? For many good children, the answer is uncomfortable. No one, because they hid it too well. And here's the twist many adults discover later in life. The traits that once protected them start exhausting them. Being the reliable one becomes pressure. Being the understanding one becomes loneliness. Being the strong one means no one checks if you're actually okay. You become the person everyone leans on, but you don't know who to lean on. Not because people wouldn't care, but because you never learned how to let them. The good child grows into the adult who says yes too often. The adult who feels responsible for everyone's emotions. The adult who feels strangely anxious when someone is upset, even if it has nothing to do with them. They carry an invisible rule in their mind. If something goes wrong, it might be my fault. So they fix, they soothe, they overthink, and they quietly ignore their own needs again. But here's the realization that changes everything. Being the good child wasn't your personality. It was your survival strategy. You adapted to the environment around you. You became calm because things felt tense. You became responsible because someone had to be. You became easy because the room already felt too heavy. None of that means your feelings didn't matter. It just means you were a very observant child, a very caring child, a child who learned to protect others before protecting yourself. Now pause again. Ask yourself something simple. When was the last time you allowed yourself to be not okay, not strong, not helpful, not the one holding everything together, just human? For many former good children, this feels uncomfortable at first, almost wrong. But that discomfort isn't weakness, it's unfamiliar freedom. Healing doesn't mean rejecting who you are. Your empathy, your sensitivity, your awareness of others, those are beautiful traits. But they were never meant to exist at the cost of your own voice. You were never meant to disappear in order to be loved. The real goal isn't to stop being kind. It's to stop believing kindness must always come with self-sacrifice. So if you were the good child, the quiet one, the responsible one, the one who never caused trouble, there's something important you deserve to hear. You were never too much. Your needs were never inconvenient. And the feelings you hid so carefully back then are still worthy of being seen now. Not because you earned it, but because you're human.